my channel. My name is Elena and I'm out here in Santa Barbara on the California coast, and I'm actually on one of my favorite beaches out here. One part is because it's a dog beach, so there's constantly dogs running by. My own dog is with me, he's my favorite sidekick to help me find cool rocks and other sticks and stuff. So yeah, and we are out here today to go on a little rockhounding trip. So actually, this is one of my favorite beaches to go rockhound because not many people come here to rockhound. There's tons of other beaches north and south of Santa Barbara that are very well known for a particular type of rock or fossil that you can find. But I really like this beach because it's not too picked over. So not many people actually come out here, which is really nice. And the scenery is just beautiful, and you'll see some of that throughout this video for sure. So yeah, I thought I'd take you out on this little rock hunt, on a little stroll on the beach, and show you what I find. Come along! So you can see some of the scenery here. So as you can see, it's a beautiful day out. It's a little bit windy. I think it's like probably in the 60s. So it's not too cold. It's actually pretty pleasant. And yeah, this is what the beach currently looks like. So a couple of weeks ago we had pretty heavy rainfalls. So many of these rocks you see here, they will soon all be gone. So during all these storms we had a lot of the sand actually washed away from this beach. So this is why it's even better to go rockhounding now, because there's a lot more things you can find. And yeah, you also see a lot of driftwood just here along the coast, which really just got washed in by all the storms that we had recently. And here you can see some of the cliffs. They actually sometimes look a little bit sketchy, although I think this is really part of why this beach is so beautiful. Alright, let's go and see what we can find. There's Barbara, my best rockhounding buddy. He loves the ocean, so I try to bring him as much as I can. Hey Barbara, go say hi to YouTube! He's very busy, you guys. He's just out doing important dog business. Sniffing on rocks, chewing on sticks, the usual. Usually the types of rocks that you can find out here, well, there's lots of different varieties, but the things that I usually look for are Jasper in mostly red and yellow, but sometimes they have beautiful agate bands in them, so I guess you would call them Jasper agates or Jasper agates, as many people like to say. And yeah, that's usually one of my favorites. Then you can find certain types of agates, or probably I should say chalcedony, because technically they don't have bands in them, so technically probably people would argue that those are not actually agates. But they are still really pretty. They come in usually red, maroon, brownish colors, and I think some people refer to them as root beer agates because the color is pretty close to a root beer. So yeah, this is something you can find here. And then there's lots of varieties of chert in all different colors. Yeah, and those are usually pretty. I mean, this is like some of the things we can find. It's really boring, as you can see. Here we do have a piece of Jasper, so it's mostly yellow, and it comes with a little bit of red. This is not a particularly good piece. We can definitely find better, so stay tuned. So these are some of the agates you can find out here. And as you can see, usually a good way to recognize them or to find them is like this bluish hue they have to them. And as you can see, they're mostly brown, so they're not, you know, not one of the super pretty agates you can find in other places. But these still take a really great polish, so if you throw them in the tumbler or you throw them in a saw and and cut them open, or just cap them, then they have really pretty patterns sometimes. And I saw another piece just right next to it. So this is another piece, and you can see it's mostly just red. It's mostly just brown. Sometimes they do have pretty cool white kind of inclusions and white patterns to them. And yeah, but this is just a regular brown piece. And here is Barbara. He found his own little treasure. He found a stick to chew on, which is, he's a dog, so that's what he does. Hey Barbara! Say hi! Say hi to the channel! He's very busy, everyone. Alright, so I just spotted a really nice piece of jasper. Let's see if you can see it. I'm gonna walk a little bit closer. You probably see it by now. It's right here. Let's pick it up. Let's look at it. So yeah, these are some of the, I guess you call them brachiated or brachiated. I don't actually know how to properly pronounce it. But yeah, these are some really pretty types of jasper you could find out here. And oh, there's Barbara crushing. Ah, Barbara, what are you doing? He found his own rock. Hey Barbara, what kind of rock did you find? He doesn't know. Well, anyway, back to this guy. So, as you can see, it has some really pretty patterns in it, and the white in here is usually calcite. So, yeah, it makes for a really great contrast to the yellow jasper. Alright, this one comes home with me. Okay. I was just about to show you another really cool piece of jasper, and it seems like the tide is coming in. Okay, so here it is. Let's pick it up. And let's wait for another wave, and let's just wash it real quick. Don't get wet feet. Okay, so let's look at this one. Okay, so focus please. Alright, so this is another really pretty piece, and it has lots of red and yellow going on, which is really nice. And you can see some of the really cool patterns here. I love tumbling these, so that's why I often pick them up. I usually go for colors. I love everything that's really colorful and has fun patterns to it. Alright, let's see if we can find some more. Alright, so this is another piece. Oh, let's see if we can get the lighting a little better. Let's see, maybe this way. This is another piece of really beautiful jasper. So this is more kind of a reddish maroon color, and it has some white speckles in it. Really nice. Okay, so when you're watching this is actually my very first YouTube video. So something that you all don't see is the fact that I was literally filming the intro 3 times, because I was actually really embarrassed to sit on a public beach whenever people were walking by, and and I was talking to my phone. So I felt a little strange about that. So if you're watching this, thank you. This is really exciting. I mean, yeah, this is my very first video, so I think in the future I'm trying to do a lot of beach hunting, because that's usually what I do. And I can show you like the different types of rocks and fossils we can find out here on different beaches. And yeah, I also just recently purchased a high-tech diamond 10-inch rock saw and the high-tech diamond all-you-need 8-inch flat lap. So that's something I'm also really new to. I started to cut some of the beach rocks that I find open, just to see what's inside and what they look like. And yeah, I also plan to polish a lot of these. I'm really into kind of free-form polish, but I'm still very much a beginner and a learner, so it's definitely something yeah, I hopefully can improve over time. But yeah, just to give you an idea what you can expect on this channel. So yeah, for now, let's continue this hunt and see what we can find. Barbara, high five. Yes, good boy. Barbara, let's go rockhound. Alright, here's another really pretty piece that I just picked up. And you can actually see, it might be a little bit hard to see it on camera, but you can see some really pretty agate bands running through this chert. So this, I guess, people would call it a Jasper agate? Actually, since it's technically not Jasper, is it even a Jasper agate or a Jasper agate, or is it a chagate, like a chert agate? I don't know. What do you think? What would you call this? Anyway, it's really pretty, and I'm still learning. So if you know how to call this, then let me know in the comments. Something that I also like to pick up is this quartzite. So this actually at some point was quartz sand and sandstone basically, and then with a lot of heat and a lot of pressure, which often happens in areas with a lot of seismic activity, which, you know, California is pretty well known for. We have a lot of volcanic activity, ancient activity, and also still active activity. So with a lot of heat and pressure, these kind of got baked together, and I don't actually know where the colors come from. So if you do know that, let me know, because I would love to learn. But I usually like to pick these up because they have really amazing colors, and it's a little hard to see, but this one here has some yellow speckles in it, and I think they're just really pretty. And I mean, of course this is dry, so let's get this wet real quick and let's look at it when it's wet. Focus. Okay, so of course I just made this wet and the sun just disappeared. So it's probably really hard for you to see these colors now. Hopefully the sun will be back out in just a couple of minutes. But here you can kind of see this piece when it's wet. And it has just really amazing colors and patterns to it. And it's kind of this dark red color, and it's like really hard to see on camera here, but it has some really pretty stripes. So this could be probably a cool one to tumble, because I think this would come out nice and you could really see all these amazing patterns in here. He just found a bone, you guys. Hey Barbara, what did you find? What did you find? Let's see. Is that a bone? And you want it? Is that a bone? Did you find a bone? What are you doing? Okay, so okay, so my dog Barbara just found this bone, and yeah, as you can see, it has like a very distinctive bone shape to it, and it is pretty dark, so it's probably oldish. I don't know. It's not a fossil though, so this is not fossilized. This is still kind of a modern bone. But you can find fossil bones, and there he comes. He really wants to have this piece of bone. Barbara, you want this bone? You want this bone? You want it? Oh, you're already chewing on it. That's unbelievable. Okay, take it. Here, take it. Anyway, you can find it's Barbara. He's like, now he's very happy. He got his bone. Now he's chewing on it. Look at this happy pup. It's a peach pup, and he has a bone. Barbara, do you have a bone? Can you give it to me? Thank you. Okay, let's see. He still wants it, you guys. He's probably jumping up in a second. Look at him. He's like, give it to me, Mom. Mom, give it to me. Anyway, these bones, you can find fossil bones on these beaches out here, which is pretty amazing. And I will show you a piece when we find them. I mean, this one here obviously has a very distinctive bone shape to it. The fossil bones you find out here, they are usually they are blobs of rocks, if you will. You cannot really recognize them as bones anymore. They have been smoothed by the ocean, they have been polished, so you usually only recognize them by the bone pattern, which can be really pretty. So oftentimes these bones, they're from the Miocene era, so they are between, I think, like 16 to 23 million years old. So that's pretty impressive. And obviously they're not bones anymore, so the bone has been entirely replaced by, you know, other minerals. And but what happens is that the bone, the inside of the bone cells, they usually get filled with mineral-rich water, and that crystallizes over time, and it kind of, you know, gives it really pretty colors, and you can polish it actually. Some of it, not all of it. I will show you a piece when we come across it, but for now, Barbara found this, so let's give it back to him. There you go, buddy. Okay. Go have fun. Sometimes people look at me in a weird way because I'm just crunching down over a pile of rocks. Your Rockhound definitely will understand that this weird feeling of being somewhere out and people just looking at you. He's like, what is she doing? Why is she just sitting there looking at rocks? Anyway, you all know why. And I hopefully can also show you why. Oh, and actually now, let's see, I found a piece of bone. So let me show you what this looks like. So this, y'all, is a piece of fossilized bone. And as you can see, it doesn't really have a bone shape, but you can definitely see the pattern. And you see that everything that was kind of inside these cell structures has been filled with mineral-rich water, and it crystallized over time, and now it leaves behind this amazing fossil. It's actually illegal to pick these up here in California, so I'll leave it here for the next person to enjoy. Okay, here we have a few cool things to look at. So first of all, there's another piece of fossil bone right here. Look at it. This one is just much harder to recognize because the patterns are not as distinctive on this one. But you can still kind of tell in this area here, you see that it has this bony texture to it. And yeah, even on this side you can see the texture right here. Really pretty. Okay, again, we'll leave this here because illegal. But I also saw this one. So this, I don't even know. It's a little hard to tell when it's dry. I'm guessing it's some type of chert. You can see a little bit of a texture going on here in some different colors. So let's get it wet and see what it looks like wet. Okay, so I just made this wet in the ocean. Gave it a little dunk. And hopefully it's showing up well on camera, but you can see it kind of has like a brown orange color to it and some white veins running through it. It's not the prettiest, so we'll leave it. Alright y'all, I think that was it for today. This was maybe just a short hunt, but there will be more in the future. Again, this was my very first video, so if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Let me know if there's anything I can change, I can do better, or let me know what you generally would like to see if I take you on hunts, because yeah, obviously I want to make this interesting for you to watch. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and see you the next time. Bye!